Hey, 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 hey. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. If you're there, let me know you're there. I want to, this is probably my first time coming live on YouTube. And this is strictly for my YouTube people. I decided to go live here instead on all my other platforms. I'm going to start be doing a lot more of these. So you're going to have to subscribe to YouTube in order to um, know when I'm live. But I want to talk about who. If you're there, then you can put comments in the chat. I want to deal with. I've had a lot of people like hitting me up um, that have broke up with people, um, and they still have the residue of that person. They still want to be with that person. Uh, and I'm entitled as we broke up, but I still want them or want him for ladies. Um, we've all been to that place where we kind of made mistakes in in being with the wrong person, but somewhere along the way we fell in love with them, and it's it's a bad thing when you fall in love with the wrong person, because as I always said, the heart wants what it wants. The heart wants affection. The heart wants to be loved, and sometimes we fall in love with the wrong person, um, and we know they're not no good. We know that this is somebody that I don't need to be with, and then you go through the breakup. Everybody has to remember that a breakup, if you've been with a person for any length of time, is just like a a death. It's like a death occurs when you break up with somebody. It's like a death. You've been with them. You've shared time with them. You've traveled with them. You've loved them. You've even sometimes taken care of them when they're sick, and they've taken care of you. But sometimes people just can't get along. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you try to um, make it work. I don't care how you try to love them. Breakup occurs. Breakup occurs, and I've been there. And whether you want to be with the person or not, it's a hard thing. But what do you do when you break up with somebody and you still want to be with them? I get ladies who DM me and hit me, and they be like, Bishop, but I still love him. He did this and he did that, and he treated me this way and he treated me that way. But Bishop, I still love him. I still want to be with him. What do you do when you break up, but you still want to be with him? You don't want anybody else to have him. They treated you horrible, but you still want to be with them. I get it all the time. And I'm like, I always ask this question: why do you want to be with somebody that don't want you? In one of my men's night, Brother John Terry said, he said, because we want people that we know ain't good, no good for us. We want to be with people that we know that ain't no good for us. So you don't want anyone who don't want you, but you end up wanting them still. That's a hard thing, because what happens is a soul tie begins to form. A soul tie begins to form. You're knitted to that person. You still think about them. And even though, and I've had women tell me, and I don't understand this, ladies, how could you want somebody that you know that's with somebody else? They left you for somebody else. And here's the thing about it is, many times we have people that we broke up with, but they're still controlling our thoughts. He who controls your thoughts still has you. He who controls your thoughts, Miss Campbell, still has you. Because if they control your thoughts, you have to get them out of your system. And here's the thing. It takes time to get somebody out of your system that's been in your system for a long time. Let me say it again. It takes time to get somebody out of your system that's been in your system for a long time. I would not give anybody the satisfaction of letting them know that I still want them and they don't want me. They've moved on, but you haven't. They out there having a good time and you still at home crying. We always want to be with people who don't want to be with us. The title of this, we broke up, but I still want him. And many times you don't really want the person, you want the sex that went along with it, to be honest with you. So how do I get that out of my system? I'm going to be honest with you, ladies. The only way that you can get somebody out of your system that, and I need y'all to give me some get somebody out of your system that you broke up with and that you still love. It is a day-by-day process. You have to be healed from it. So let me ask you a question. How do you give somebody another focus? How do you get somebody to focus from another thing? You give them another focus. Because wherever their focus is, that's where their attention is. Wherever their focus is, that's where their attention is. So many times what we do, we get with somebody else so that we can get our mind off of that other person. And we still thinking about, so let me tell you, one of the worst things you can do is try to put somebody else in the picture just so that you can forget about the last one. It don't work. Because all the time that you're with that person, that new person, you're thinking about the old person. So what do I do, Bishop? What do I do to forget about and get that person out of my system? It's called detox. You got to detox from them. You can't go to the same restaurants because they're going to remind you of them. You can't look at certain, because they are trigger points. You can't look at certain movies because they remind you of them. You can't be going through the pictures and be like, oh, this was the time we did that. No, you have to move on and not bring trigger points with you, things that remind you of the person that you were with, the places you used to go, the food, the restaurants, the movies you used to watch together. You hear a song and you play that song. Oh, this was a song we like. You're bruising for punishment because you're allowing these trigger points. Y'all not commenting. You're allowing these trigger points to take you back to a place that's not happy for you no more. You can't allow trigger points, songs and restaurants and food and 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 TV shows and walks that you used to take you back. So you can't allow trigger points. That's what I call them, trigger points, things that trigger you to remember that person. And some of you all that are watching this, you keep allowing yourself to go backwards. And then the other thing you can't do, you can't have breakup sex, meaning you going back just because it's comfortable. And he knows that you're vulnerable, and they know that you're vulnerable, and they know that um you're still weak. Somebody asked me, say, is it safe? Why can't I just still have sex with them? Because, at least it's comfortable. We know each other. No, that takes you backwards. That takes you backwards. Well, it's comfortable, Bishop. No. Thank you for that light. It's comfortable. No, it's taking you back somewhere because the tie is there because you got romantic. You brought sex into the picture. And whenever you bring sex into the picture, it clouds your mind. It clouds your thinking. You put sex into a relationship or getting to know. That's why I say during this time that I'm doing this is during COVID. But some of you will watch this further down the line. During COVID, it's a good time to get to know somebody because you're doing it virtually. You're on FaceTime. You're not seeing the person unless you just, taking that kind of chance. So you can organically get to know somebody where you're not sitting across from them and you just drooling and you be like, oh, I want him. I can't help it. I got to give him this. And so we're in the best time to date because you don't get it clouded with sex. So you can't have trigger points. Listen to things, watch things, go places, eat stuff that you all used to do together. And then you can't play around and go get some breakup sex because it's comfortable, because you will never get out of that soul tie. You're in a tie. Your heart is knitted to that person and you're craving them. They moved on, but you haven't. They moved on, but you haven't. Here's the other thing you can't do. You can't let them know that you're still weak for them. You cannot let them know that you're still weak for them, that you still want them, especially if it's somebody that did you wrong in the first place. You cannot let them know that you still want them. Worst thing in the world is for a woman. Y'all give me some comments. It's for a woman to let a man know that he still has power over her and she still wants to be with him. Still want to be with him. I still like you. Yeah, I'm still into you. Yeah, I think about you all the time. Yeah, I think about you all the time. I be wanting to call you. I be wanting to call you. I be wanting to pick up the phone all the time. I really want to be. I really want to get back with you because they know that if you want to get back with them, then they still have you. Breaking up and not walking away, you might as well still be together if you're not going to walk away completely. And walking away is not with your feet. Walking away is with your emotions. You can break up and not walk away emotionally. You walked away physically, but did you walk away emotionally? Did you walk away emotionally from them? Because walking away physically and still have emotional feelings. There's some jokers out there, some men that will play with that. I get DMs from women and they be like, yeah, I know he got somebody else, but it don't make no difference. What? Say what? What? And I just be asking women, why? What is the deal? What did he put on you? So walking away physically is not enough. It was an old song. I'm dating myself. Your where did it go? Your mind, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. Stop messing me around. Yeah, that's pretty much where a lot of people are. You with the new guy, but you thinking about the old guy because you got to get them out of your system. The old folk used to say, Greg, if you play with fire, it'll burn you. You can't keep calling them and letting them know that you still all in. Remember why they're an ex. I say it all the time. Remember why somebody is an ex. Let that sit right there. Go back in your mind and remember why they are an ex. There's a reason why they are an ex. We broke up, but I still want him. You still want him? The way he treated you? Yeah, but I'm in love. Tina said, what's love got to do with it? Got to do with it. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. Because you can be with somebody. Hello, y'all. You can be with somebody and that person loves you, but don't know how to treat you. They can love you and not know how to treat you. Let me say it again. They can love you and not know how to treat you. So what does love have to do with it? I always use this quote. Bishop Jakes used it years ago, when loving you is hurting me. So love is not a reason to want to stay with a toxic situation. Talking about we broke up, but I still want him. Why do you want somebody that's going to hurt you? Because love don't hurt. Love is tender. Love is gentle. Love is compassionate. You can't let them know that you still want them. Because if they were a dog in the first place, then they're going to use that. Ladies, behavior that is tolerated only grows. If you tolerate behavior from a man, it will only grow. If you don't clamp down on it and put your foot down, the behavior only grows. When a man knows that he got you, even though you said you broke, because what happens is, and I'm almost done. If you keep going back, I had a young lady tell me, she's like, we done broke up like 2 or 3 times, and every time he leaves me, he goes with somebody else, and then I take him back. What? That's because you allow it. And he knows what? He knows every time he leaves, you're going to take him back. You don't want nobody. I know I don't. I don't want nobody that don't want me. That's how I'm in. I'm getting ready to end. Don't want nobody that don't want me. Let me say it again for those that are in the back and those that will look at this in the middle of the night. I don't want anybody that don't want me. So why would you want to go back with somebody that don't want you? A lot of this has to do with low self-esteem, insecurities. For anybody that wants to be with somebody that don't want them, that is insecurity. You're asking to be done any kind of way. We broke up, but I still want him. No trigger points. No breakup sex. No being vulnerable, letting them know how you still feel about them. And by all means, you're not a doormat. You don't allow a man to just come in and out and walk all over you. And lastly, you don't want nobody. Somebody ought to be hitting that like. You don't want nobody that don't want you. Why do you want somebody that don't want you? I'll take him back today, girl. I'll take him back today. I'll take him back. I'll take him back. That Negro, yeah. Remember why they asked. Remember why you walked away in the first place. So today, I hope this helped you. I hope you understand that you got the power. You got the power. You got the power to overcome anything. It's in you. You have the power in you. The power is in you. The power of life and death is in your tongue. You keep talking about him. You got the power within you. It's in you. You can do anything. Think about all the things that you've accomplished in your life, and you can't get over one nappy-headed person. Think about how much somebody that's going to watch this is crying, and you're wonderfully, all the men in the world, and you still want him. All the men in the world. There's going to be some people that's going to be set free from this. All the men in the world. And you still want him. You still want to be with him. The one that didn't treat you right. The one that disrespected you and your kids. The one that stayed out all night long. The one that took your car and your keys to go see somebody else. And you still want him. Well, if that's what you want, then you get what you deserve. But out of all the men in the world, there are millions of men, and you still want him. You're a powerful woman. If you knew the power that you had, if you knew what was really on the inside of you, you're going to look back at him one day and say, I wanted him, not I want him. You're going to look back over your life and you're going to say, what did I even want him for? I must have lost my mind for a minute because I wanted him. You're a powerful woman. You can say no at any time, but you wanted him. We broke up, but I still want him. No, you don't. No, you don't. When you release him, and I'm done. When you release him, when you release the wrong one out of your mind and be free of him, that's when the right one will come. That's my mantra. The right one will come. When the right one comes, when I release him out of my mind, when I pack my bags, my emotional bags, and leave, when I not only walk away, but when I am emotionally gone, that's when the right one will come. The wrong one is still holding you up, even though y'all ain't together, from being with the right one. I said the wrong one is still holding you hostage and controlling you because you cannot move forward until you release them today. If you're watching this, email me, WTROCTV@gmail.com. When the right one comes, TV. WTROCTV@gmail.com. Email me. Let me know. Say, today you helped me. Right one ain't coming until you release the wrong one. I love y'all. Subscribe to this channel. So send me a note. Let me know this helped you. Subscribe. It's my first live video that I've done on here. Told y'all, this is not going anywhere else. A clip will go up to advertise it, but this is especially. So you need to set your notification. I'm going to be doing a lot of these. Set your notifications just on YouTube. If you'd like to send a donation to help me continue this channel and do all that I need to do, Cash App, $ Greg Davis Ministries 1, $ Greg Davis Ministries 1. This is your therapy. Zelle, Greg Davis Show @gmail.com. PayPal, contact Greg Davis @gmail.com. Website, GregDavisShow.com. You don't want him. Wait for the right one. Y'all have a good day.